There's a lot of quarterbacks actually I would take over Kirk Cousins if we're being real, because I've never seen someone do less with more than Kirk Cousins. Because no, like I'm being honest. I'm like
Oh, I agree with you. I agree. No
like
argument
like like
here.
think about someone think about someone who has he had Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen in the prime of their career, Dalvin Cook in the backfield. He had McKinnon too. Like that was
Yep.
their secondary back. He had
Yep.
both of those. He had both those guys. He had Kyle Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, good offensive line, solid, and that defense which at the time coming off that NFC Championship run with fucking Case Keenum, who they should have kept, and they should have kept because you say what you want to about Case Keenum and Kirk Cousins' talent level. Kirk Cousins actually might be a better quarterback than Case Keenum. But in that offense, on that team, he was respected more. He worked better in the offense. They knew the receivers knew that they weren't so dependent on the run on the pass. They didn't have to throw the ball every time because that's the whole reason you went out and got Kirk Cousins. You paid him all that money was because it's gonna be because Kirk Cousins is gonna come in here. And it's gonna become a passing team. That's why Stephon Diggs left because Stephon Diggs even said like I respected Case. I knew I wasn't gonna get the ball all the time, but when I needed to get the ball, Case got me the ball, and the offense was clicking. It was not happening under Kirk Cousins, and Kirk Cousins, uh, say what you want, he has a great stats throughout his career. He's put up good and solid, sometimes even excellent numbers. The dude has one playoff victory, one. The dude has over the past I think 5 years been the most paid quarterback in the history of the league. Kirk Cousins has got the first ever fully guaranteed contract in the NFL, then the second ever fully guaranteed contract in the NFL after he resigned. Tell me how you do that. Look, we make the argument. Joe Flacco, as bad as he was, and he was bad a lot of those years, at least he got a Super Bowl. The Ravens, yeah, they were like, all right, Joe, you delivered a Super Bowl. Here's your money. And Ravens fans we were like, yeah, we were mad about like him not producing after that. But at the same time, we were like, at least he got us there. At least we had that. And at least we know like Flacco in the playoffs can win most road playoff wins in NFL history. Kirk Cousins doesn't even he only has one playoff win in the league. So like, just to put a bow on the Kirk Cousins thing specifically, which I'm sorry, this irks me because there's so much talent out there. And I'm not saying Kirk Cousins can't be a winner on a team. I'm saying that team wasn't the Vikings, and he never should have been paid fully guaranteed money to begin with. That's my biggest gripe with Cousins. That's my biggest gripe with the Vikings. They had a team that went to the NFC Championship game. Yeah, they got blown out. That was not Case Keenum's fault. Blame your defense. Blame your scheming on defense. You couldn't stop Big Dick Nick and that offense. That's on you. That wasn't on Keenum. Keenum probably would have been a more cheaper option too, if we're being real. Case Keenum would have been a cheaper option. You would have been able to maybe sign a free agent or two to help stabilize that defense. Maybe give Stephon Diggs, a little more boost in his pay to make him happier in Minnesota. But nah, you hedge your bets on on Kirk Cousins. What happens? Best player in your team leaves. Your defense starts to fall apart. McKinnon leaves. Adam Thielen, frustrated as all hell, probably gonna want to get out this offseason if he can. So there's there were a lot of mistakes made in that offseason, and I'm telling you, if Case Keenum was the Vikings quarterback, they might not even win a Super Bowl. I'm not saying that, but they would be in a way better position to win than they are right now. And I
Yep.
know that
No,
had
I
nothing
know.
to do. That had absolutely nothing to do with the Steelers. I said Kirk Cousins and I got triggered.
Nah, that's totally fine. I just, for the record, we got two big Dick Nick references. So, we love to see it. And, at the end of the day, you're absolutely right. I think the big thing too is if, you keep Keenum for one more, even if you don't see him as your long-term option, you give him a short contract, 1, 2, 3 years, that kind of kicks the can down the road a little bit and keeps your options open, because you never know what's going to be available in a trade in this, hypothetical NFL world we're creating where Cousins doesn't sign with them. What if he stays in Washington? If he goes somewhere else, you just don't know. And you don't know, who's available, who's not available. I think that kicking the can down the road instead of settling on Kirk Cousins because he was available and because he was willing to go there, I think that would have really been good for them. Because you look at a lot of look at the Colts. It's the exact strategy that the Colts have taken. That they said, you know what? We don't need the elite quarterback right now. We're going to keep kicking the can down the road, and we're going to build the fundamentals of a great team. And when we're ready, we're going to go out and we're going to be aggressive in the market to find our guy. And so they put their chips in on Carson Wentz, and they still got kind of 1 foot out, 1 foot in on Wentz. They could still move on from him without a ton of issues because they absorbed him with their salary cap because they're a young team. But some good cap management and some quality talent evaluation. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the Vikings GM is like a genius or something, but he had a good team. They were a good, young, strong team back then. And, it just fell apart. But anyway, that has nothing to do with the Steelers. So why
Nothing at
don't
all.
we
But I will say this. Strike Blitz in the chat did say that Minnesota felt like they were a QB away and went for it with a guy who was overperforming with no receivers in Washington. And while that is true, the reality is they had a guy who got him to the NFC Championship game already on the team, and they chose to go with a guy who didn't win a playoff game, who at his best went 8-7-1. Look, I'm not gonna say that Case, again, not gonna say Case Keenum was like the future. It wasn't Kirk Cousins. Like, Kirk Cousins was never the answer for that specific scenario.
And on that too, to get the last word in, like we all criticized that contract when they signed it too. Like, I know we're gonna get the grass ain't always greener, 2020 vision kind of comments. Like,
dude, 88 million guaranteed, fully guaranteed for Kirk Cousins. I was like,
we
what?
all freaked out.
What?
Yeah. I
didn't even think the NFL could give out fully guaranteed. I thought that was against the CBA or some shit. Like,
they still don't. Nobody's getting it.
And he's gotten it twice, bro. He's gotten it twice. He got re-upped like last year. How do you re-up him after he drove your best player out of town? Like, come on. He literally drove your best player out of town. He's driving your current best player in Adam Thielen out of town. And we need to stop. I'm gonna get heated about this.
All right.
Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.